Hi, welcome to another video on my pneumatic hand and robotic arm. Just like last time, I want to focus on the pivoting motor and gears, and for a clear reason, because although I have reset up the pivot motor, on closer look, something more is wrong than just the instability and flexibility of this motor, or the setup of the motor, to be more accurate. Because as you can see, the gears are not exactly lined up. I can clearly move this by hand, but this gear is well, not exactly fitting to the base of the arm, and that of course should be the case. So that is one thing. Another thing is that this gear can move rather freely up and down, which is not supposed to be either. So first I am going to pull back, or try to pull back, this motor, and then see if I can do something about this gear, if that is possible anyway. Okay, now this gear can nicely sink in, so that is one problem solved. However, looking at it, it needs a clear distance holder, or I should sink this in. That is better. So that's one thing. Now they can't move as freely, but since they can still move up, I need to put two clamps on this one. So let's find that first. And that has to wait a little bit. Another point is that I have to see that the motor nicely fits in, and right now it does, but as yet too flexible, so I do have to set up this a little bit better. In other models, when I use this motor, this kind of motor, I used this part to put right in here. However, and let me shift the table a little bit, platform. As you can see, it supports here, and it is not nicely in the middle. So that gives a problem to do that. A solution may be that I put the same blocks as I put here, right here. So I have a broader base to make a nice solution. So let's see how that can work out. I think that could be the solution even. Although last time it also turned out that a mechanical setup is it necessarily an improvement if the software doesn't work correctly? And that was a problem last time too. Anyway, time to pick some parts and get some fixations done. So the first thing to do is add a clamp like this on here. And one on here. So these stay on the same height. Next point is replacing this setup. And for this to work, let me get this motor out of the way for a moment. I intend to replace this with a part with just one notch. So that is one. And then the idea is to have the connection not like this, but like this. And that should be fixed in this way. So I hope this will be sufficient, and otherwise I will have to put blocks like this here as well. But let's first try out. Then these parts, and now comes the tricky part. Which reminds me, these will be in the same way as they used to. So I have to first put this one in, then put this one in, and then I see it is not as flexible anymore, but the height is not exactly what I like. And this may give a problem. This is better, but it's this is the natural stand. So maybe I can push it a little bit back by something. Won't hurt. I don't know how yet, but let's try this a little bit, see how this works. And let's put some software to work. And with the camera on a slightly bigger distance, because of the arm gear, I'll start the program and see what happens. And this is and this is immediately a problem. So let's quit it. It is torn totally out. So I need to add the blocks here. And this is totally out. So this is one, and even this is just removed from its socket. Mechanical forces can be very strong, as you can see. So this one pulls back entirely. This one in, this one in. That is back where it should, and in comes these blocks again. Oops, that's not good. They don't slide in as easily. There goes one. Let me check. No, not going good. Right, if that's not going well, I have to do another trick. I just connect them like this and shift it forward. Alright. Slide the motor on. Again. But now this gear is not in the right position. And I can't pull it up either. So now you can see that these gears are exactly correct, but this gear won't fit. So this is not the solution. And this means that I have to figure something out once again to make it fit. And the height of this part should be enough to fix this problem. So I'm going to remove this for a moment. Put this over it. And like this. And this should do it. it looks like the same height. So let's see how the software goes. And this goes too far, unfortunately, so I have to put it back a while. Oops. And then I notice something else, that this is too flexible. So I have to stop it. This completely bends out. And that is obviously not the intention. So, although this looks like exactly the solution, there's still something amiss. And that might indicate that I have to put the same solution here as here. The other problem is still that clockwise and counterclockwise don't have the same time, although they are at the same time, at the same sleeping time in the code. One is going 3 seconds and one is going 1 second or so. So that is not good at all. But yeah, and another thing is of course that complete power is quite large, the forces on it. The idea is the same, so let's end with a screencast checking how exactly things may work out. Because this, and I'll show again, yes, I'm pressing one of the fingers now and I see something else. This is not staying in line. So it is not exactly the way I thought, and that's an ouch. So the forces are still even higher than I thought. Let me put it back. Yes, it's really big forces here. So, although it is a nice improvement, I'm not there yet. Which means that I have to come up with some other plans. Let's see how that works out. For now, a final solution, well, a final solution for now, which is not final of course, is to replace this part, which is behind here, replacing it with this. which isn't removing all flexibility, but it's a bit more flexible, and then a slightly shorter version in here, on which the motor goes. We should go anyway. So that is one thing. So let's run it once more. See what happens. Yeah. Once again, the timing is off. But and then I see here something happened too, which should not happen if the timing was correct. So we're moving the motor a little bit. And shifting it forward again. If everything works, that is. This setup is a little bit better. And let's see how I can get everything to work. Starting it and holding a finger, that actually should keep it in 1 second, as should. So let's try that without ruining things. And now you can clearly see that although this is already moving up and down, that clockwise and counterclockwise is indeed 1 second. So it completely depends on touching sensors. Anyway, it is already out of order, completely displaced, but the idea is clear. It's more stable, but not as stable as it should be. Enough for now. Some improvements, but I'm not there yet. Thank you for watching, and to be continued.